Hello guys, and welcome to NerdifiedGamers. I'm Alex, and today we will be discussing the top 5 ways to make Star Wars Episode 8 The Last Jedi way better. Spoiler alert! Refrain from watching this video. First things first, I'm just gonna lay out some statements so y'all don't eat me down below in the comments. I saw this film on Sunday night, so I really did take these 3 days to digest it, go through comments and see reviews, see if people feel the same way that I do before I make this video, because what if I was the only one in the world and everyone's like, what's your friggin' problem? I don't hate this film, like at all. Gonna watch Star Wars probably from now till the end of my life, probably no matter what comes out at this point. I don't know, I kind of like it. This film definitely does struggle with tone, pacing, and consistency from The Force Awakens, but we're not gonna go through that. I'm literally just gonna give my top 5 reasons, my little tweaks to the film that I personally, in my opinion, would have made that I think this film would really benefit from. I wouldn't even cut stuff out. The stuff that people really hate, I wouldn't even cut that out. But I think these 5 changes would really make a difference for the people like me. This film is definitely the most divisive Star Wars film of all time. You're either really gonna love it, you're either really gonna hate it, or you're gonna be confused about a lot of the decisions that they made in this film and question why they would make some of those decisions. You get that these new decisions work, but personally, like for me, I would have changed quite a bit, like I'm gonna go ahead and say in this video. I actually do like change, and I am looking forward to Star Wars to go into a new direction for new audiences, and so that we don't repeat the past. But I do not think it was executed that well in this film. That's just my personal opinion. I'd love to hear yours down below if you're nice and kind, because I've seen a lot of hate between the two factions of humans, and then like people that are in the middle like me are just like, without further ado, here are my 5 personal, in my opinion, ways that The Last Jedi could have been improved upon. So number 1, have Kylo and Rey partner up just like they did, but then actually follow through with that and embrace the fact that they both have the light and the dark within themselves, and make it so that they actually balance each other out. Like, how amazing would that be? That would be friggin' bananas. Kylo's having a little emo moment over there, but Rey can bounce him back to the light. Vice versa, Rey definitely has some dark side tendencies that Kylo could potentially help her with, and they could thrive together and learn together, considering they're apparently the most powerful Force beings in the universe at that point. And then after that, like, just work together after the fact and destroy the First Order, because it will go on, apparently, like we've seen after The Force Awakens. Starkiller base is not there, and they're definitely still winning, as we can see in this film. So, that's number 1. Number 2 is just be more decisive with Luke. A big thing that I have with these films is that they decided to go both ways, like, Kylo's a little good, Kylo's a little bad, Rey's a little good, Rey's a little bad, Luke's a little good, Luke's a little bad. Like, there's no just straight up decision making. What if Luke actually either went crazy or just like believed in the fact that Kylo was going to be the end of him and his Jedi temple, that he actually did go and attack him, but instead of attacking him, he goes and then he stops, and then Kylo sees that he's attacking him, and it's confusing, and he never gets a chance to explain that to him. Instead, they just full out battle, and Kylo kills a lot of Padawans and shite. Be more decisive with Luke. Follow through with his decisions. I'm sure he's more than capable, because he's supposedly the most powerful Jedi in the universe, the only Jedi in the universe, well, other than Superman Leia, but I'm not even gonna touch that, that's whatever. I don't know, that'd be cool if Luke was a little bit of a bad guy for once. Maybe, if he is a little bad, the teamed up Kylo and Rey combination bringing Luke back redemption style, like Darth Vader. Like, I know that would be just copying. How cool would that be? That would be way better than, like, what we got. Like, we got Luke randomly decides that he might want to kill, Ben Solo. Like, oh, sure, I'm gonna kill my, nephew and my best friend's, like, son. That's cool. Like, oh, but I'm not. Like, I don't think he would be that rash or just, like, straight up stupid to do that. Because, like, did he not think of, like, consequences, the effect that would have on his other Padawans if they saw that? Number 3, don't kill Snoke. You know, they had a great setup in The Force Awakens, making him, like, seem super crazy, dark side, powerful. Supposedly he is. He can apparently connect Rey and Kylo across galaxies. He can throw people like ragdolls across galaxies through holograms, and, you know, like, he has Force Lightning. He just came out of nowhere. He was not even trained by a Sith. We don't know. He's just from the Outer Rim. He's just some random dude that, or even cooler, he is Plagueis, but we'll never know because he's dead. Or second, this is a two-parter, kill Snoke. That's fine, but then at the end of the film, or, like, right after that, just, like, have him come back to life, because they made such a great character, and they totally, like, I don't know if it's just this director and he's just like, I don't like Snoke, so I'm gonna kill him and we're just gonna move on from there, or it's literally that was the game plan from the whole time, which I don't understand, and now Kylo Ren's Supreme Leader, and that's cool, but, like, it literally just doesn't make sense to me. They took so much time to set up this character, so much potential and mystery surrounding him, and he did train Kylo, and he did influence him to do the things that he does, and it's just, it doesn't make sense to me personally. Might make sense to you why they would do that, but yeah, that's what I would change. I would not kill him, or I would kill him and bring him back and, like, make it think, like, either go through with the Plagueis theory, or just, like, literally just make Kylo and Rey think he's dead, get a new apprentice, and then them working together, like I stated in number 1, would be them fighting that. Or imagine if, because the thing is, he's trying to trick Kylo in that scene and saying, oh, I know everything he does, I can read his thoughts perfectly and whatever. Imagine if he's doing that and he's trying to confuse him, and then the friggin' Knights of Ren come around the corner and stop that, and then we're introduced to the Knights of Ren, which were also, like, spoken of in The Force Awakens. Imagine if they killed Kylo instead of Snoke, and then all of a sudden Rey is, like, alone on this planet, like, not without someone she can actually face against, you know what I mean? Like, Kylo and her are kind of balanced, and Snoke is supposedly way stronger, and Luke is just supposedly disconnected completely from the Force. Imagine how cool that would be. Or Rey, like, that would be so unexpected. That's the kind of surprise I want, not just, like, set up for disaster, you know? Moving on. Training montages. Everybody online is saying training montages. That's where it's at. Why didn't we have training montages in this film? Like, I get that too, it's just cool to see, but you know what? I don't really care. I would either cut out the casino stuff and the Rose character completely, or I would fill that time with training montages. At the very least, training montages. Because that would be just way more entertaining, in my opinion. Yeah, just show us the power of the dark side and the light side and the struggle to, like, control oneself. And not only that, but again, like, emphasizing the power within each faction and Luke himself. Luke is the last Jedi on the planet. He got trained by Obi-Wan and Yoda, vaguely from what we saw, but in the books, which are, some are canon, some are legends, we see training and progress and, like, sense of achievement within himself and a sense of satisfaction with the character that he grows to be in the Return of the Jedi. Just his self-control and his friggin' dark side tendencies. Like, Luke does have dark side tendencies. He used dark side tendencies to defeat Darth Vader because he gets angry. Moving on. And number 5, this one I think would have saved the movie for me personally. It would make it more on the love side than the hate side. Like, I'm literally in the middle. Not only is this fan service, but it would take away from the distractions, the other problems I have with this movie. I would just, like, accept it, because it would be so, Luke actually showing up to save the Resistance and sacrificing himself. Because here's the thing. In The Last Jedi, Luke just dies. You saw it, but yeah, Luke dies. And he just dies on a rock, looking at two setting suns, reminiscent to Tatooine, which is fine, but for me, it, like, made me almost feel like he was a coward. Like, he just shut him off from the Force, did a hologram, you know? It was a little strange. It was not satisfactory for me. Didn't leave me with good feelings at the end of the film, like, at all. Imagine, okay, Luke goes to burn the books. Yoda shows up. And instead of, like, Yoda striking down and, like, burning the book so that Luke doesn't know, they have a discussion on both the light and the dark sides of the Force, and how everybody technically has the capabilities of both, and the balance between those two, and the influence it has on all people, and all that. They take a stroll along the cliffs, and look upon the sunken friggin' X-Wing that's already there, basically asking to be lifted. Do or do not, there is no try. This is the time to lift the X-Wing. So Yoda lifts the X-Wing and says, basically gives him the same lesson he got in Empire Strikes Back, that you can't just cut off your connection to the Force. It doesn't, like, work like that. It surrounds and binds us. It influences everything in this universe, and you're telling me that the strongest Jedi on the planet is just gonna disconnect because he feels a little bit guilty over Kylo. So yeah, instead of the hologram, he lifts up the X-Wing and actually goes there. And this would be extra bonus. Imagine if he just, like, walks out on the battlefield. There's, like, red steps in the dust. And then he just, like, he does the same movement as Rey, and he, like, puts his hand upon the rocks and just, like, focuses for a second. It's, like, zooming in on him. And then all of a sudden, all the gorilla walkers and AT-ATs just, like, slowly lift off the ground, and then, you know? And then Kylo, in that time, Kylo lands, goes, and either kills him, or he just dies from, like, the significance of that Force action after not using it for so long, or something, anything, but he actually dies there, and the Resistance see that, and even in the trailer, you hear the spark that lights the fire that will burn the First Order down. Luke could have become the martyr. Luke could have become the spark. The ending, the kid with the broom, I accept that. Like, you know what, that's what I'm talking about. Good change. Becoming a Jedi, more of a possibility. I don't know how he would have lifted, I don't know, maybe he trained himself, I don't know. He dies on a rock, and that's just it, and I don't think that's good enough for me or a lot of people in Star Wars. Not that it's not even good enough for me, it's not good enough for Luke. Like, he deserves better. He deserves something more epic and heroic. And I think that would have worked really well. Literally, just that one change alone, I think, could have definitely changed a lot of opinions of a lot of people, including me. That's all I got for you guys today. Please make sure to follow me on Twitter, @NerdifiedGamers, or my subreddit, NerdifiedGamers, and like to support me in this video, and subscribe so I can see you back here and you can stay up to tune with all certified nerdified goodness. With that, I will see you guys later.